Paragraph 44 and 46 go to the principle of responsible government being, to quote the Solicitor-General, fundamentally undermined by the former government's actions. The Cabinet has determined that there will be a need for a further inquiry, and we will give consideration at a future meeting into the nature of that inquiry.
Will that examine the role of the Governor-General in this particular scenario, or do you feel he should be exempted?
Well, the Governor-General's role has been examined here, and the Governor-General has made a very clear statement as from his perspective he operated according to taking the advice of the government of the day, which is consistent with the responsibility of the Governor-General.
What questions do you still personally have here?
Why this occurred, how it occurred, who knew about it occurring, what the implications are for our parliamentary system. Are there any legal implications behind decisions that were made? How can we avoid this happening again? There are clearly a whole raft of questions.
Laura Tingle joins me now. Laura, this feels like the end of the beginning of this extraordinary saga. What was the significance of what the Solicitor-General said today?
I think the significance, Sarah, was that he really brought home that it was not about the legality or constitutionality of the appointments themselves. It was really about the broader constitutional principle of responsible government. That is, a system of government by which the executive government is responsible to the legislature and through it to the electorate, as the High Court has said on multiple occasions. It's about the accountability of ministers, and the Solicitor-General makes it pretty clear that the former Prime Minister failed fairly spectacularly on that.
Well, speaking of him, he made a statement today first through Facebook. Is there any sign that he has shifted to grasp the significance of all of this?
He certainly seems to be more aware of the political damage it's done to him. He still seems to have quite a degree of difficulty of actually just apologising to the Australian people, though he recognises that people aren't happy about it. But in his commentary, he has not really addressed the central issue, if you like, which is the secrecy and why it was all so secret.
And the Prime Minister today said that there is going to be an inquiry. Now, who and what could that target?
Well, I think as we saw in those grabs, he's talking about it, about who knew, what they knew, how did it happen. So it's really targeting, I think, Scott Morrison himself. It's targeting the bureaucrats who are involved. It raises questions about what that advice was from Christian Porter in the first place as Attorney General, that said that this was okay to do. And I think it's also looking at the issue of how you stop it happening again, because it has really revealed these massive holes in the system, if you like, that nobody seemed to think that this was a problem. Nobody sort of saw that there might be a difficulty in this, that the Governor-General doesn't seem to have done anything wrong in the way he behaved because he followed the advice of the government of the day, and it has really revealed how vulnerable the system is to people just driving a truck through it.
Which raises the really obvious question that lots of people have been asking, which is, with a big department full of highly seasoned people with political experience, not a single one, as far as we know, said stop.
Well, that is the question. Did anybody say stop? The first person or people who should have said stop were people in his own office, particularly when we're talking about the second round of appointments. Somebody should have said, look, PM, even if you think this is a good idea, this could rebound on us really badly just as a political thing, so maybe we should think twice about it. The next round of people who should have potentially said stop to him were people in the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet. Now, clearly the Secretary at the time is no longer there, but there are other bureaucrats who are presumably involved. The PM has told us there were 2 or 3 people who certainly seem to know about this. And then the next question was whether the official secretary's office at Government House at Yarralumla should have also just raised some questions. Now, once again, the question wasn't that the Governor-General, according to this advice, did anything wrong, because he was acting on advice, but you don't get any sense that at any point somebody said, hang on, is this a really good idea in terms of accountability?
So the people may want the caravan to move on, but there are clearly still plenty of questions to answer. Laura, thank you very much.
Thanks, Sarah.